Hello, everyone. Welcome to my journey with the Gene Keys. Uh, Today, I believe I'm going to stick to the linear path here for the time being and go to the second Gene Key, um, which the second Gene Key is the city is of unity, the gift is orientation, and the shadow is dislocation. And I really like to emphasize with the Gene Keys, with each of the cities, is that the cities are a constant. Um, if we were to be completely present and empty ourselves of everything to be present, the cities would be there. Our feelings, our ideas, or things that we might, that pass throughout the day or change throughout the day, um, the cities are always there throughout every one of those moments. It's these temporary things that take us away, or um, we lose connection to the present, to the cities, through these shadows, through these things that take us away from that. I'm sure on something we can all relate is, if we start getting hungry and then we get hangry, you know, that's something that is a temporary thing, that is conditional, but it takes us away, right? It's just a small thing that can influence our thinking, our behavior to a certain degree. The city are outside of all of those um, conditions that we go through. When we remove all those conditions or whatever it might be, the city's still there. So today we have unity. In every moment there is a connection that permeates everything we can experience, and that we are one. To to an object that is somehow reflective to me, to another person, to everything, there is a harmony, a nature, a common light or source. That at that level we are all unified. We're all one. Now, they kind of, the shadow here to that light. Every light casts a shadow, right? Is dislocation. So this is where we get a sense of not feeling that unity, where we don't that connection, that place of thinking or acting from or thinking from. We lose the concept that we are unified, that we're one. I'd like to attempt to read a passage here. The second shadow is the shadow of dislocation, which is an interesting word. It implies both the sense of being lost in time and space and of dismemberment. However, when you feel lonely, cut off, afraid, or dejected, you have never actually lost your way. It just feels that way. The shadow state is really only a human perspective rooted in your biological functioning. There is not a single moment in your life that is not in perfect harmony with all of creation. Neither is the slightest possibility that you can make a wrong decision or take a wrong turn in life. It's all simply nuances in your biology. That's a small passage from in describing the shadow, and a lot of the things I think it's referring to. Alright, so here's another passage I'd like to share. Just a quick sentence. It is because we now see ourselves as separate from nature that we feel this great collective fear. So, there's this implication that we feel a truth that we are connected. We maybe haven't been exactly able to pinpoint or articulate, but we do see that in our biology. We see how individual cells make up the tissue, and the tissues make up organs, and all the different organs work together in different ways, providing different functions that put us together. And somehow we have a mind that is able to be aware of everything going on within us and aware of everything that's going on around us in a conscious moment. We're even just maintaining homeostasis with our body. There's some aspects of our mind that's being aware of all that. So our body is practicing unity. And I guess that would provide a sense of fear, because the truth is that we are all connected, and to be disconnected is not natural. So it's kind of scary. So how do we connect back to unity when we find ourselves in this place of disconnection? Well, the gift here is orientation, to be reoriented. Let's see. Oneness cannot be comprehended, only lived. At the Siddhic level, there is no such thing as duality. Duality is destroyed by a strange kind of divine logic. So, it seems as though this divine logic, or this idea of duality, we find duality functioning best in our mind. We have the left hemisphere, we have the right hemisphere. One's logical, one's abstract. And it seems as though when we bring our awareness out of the mind and into the body, there's a place, there's a sense of harmony we can move into. I guess we could call it the heart, right? That's where we're going to feel into our environment and be able to feel where things might be disharmonic, where there's conflict, perhaps. And perhaps it is the idea that when we take a step out of the mind, we naturally start to harmonize. And when we clear our mind and we become present and we allow the present moment to fill us, we can start to rebuild that connection to unity. Right, because here it's saying into the city, here's a kind of a just thinking of, one cannot even really use a word like trust to describe the city of unity, because trust suggests duality again. That there is somehow a truster and a trustee. So again, anything that we put mind to when trying to describe how unification is, it's taking away, it's narrowing it. It's not something that it's something to be experienced. It's something that we feel. So whenever we feel lost or down or not sure where we're going with things, it is the best time to be present, to feel, to connect, become, like the boat in the river going merrily on its way in the dream of life. Thank you for being on this journey with me and exploring this information and learning it as I go right now. Of course, if there's anything that I can better the experience for you, that's within my means. Like, if I could just have a horse, I can't do that right now in the background. I'm not opposed to the idea, but anything that helps make the experience better, you can always let me know. Thank you.